face of fear on everyone you meet. They come on the street, they give their lives. We are the people, they won't take us alive. Manipulation, torture, murder, genocide, mechanics of death. All through the sky, a new heaven awaits. An afterlife of bliss. We must stand strong. We must resist. They come on the street, they spill their lives. We are the people, they want to take us alive. They call us rebels, they smear our name. We are the people, we want justice back. They come on the street, say we won't survive. We are the people, they won't take us
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, rather. Ladies and gentlemen, unless you're on the East Coast, I guess it is good evening for y'all. Welcome to Mild's Culture Plate. I'm your host, Mild Kevin Miles, and yeah, I didn't advertise this stream. I didn't give anyone a heads up, but this is what I've got. This is what I got. I wasn't actually planning on going live today, but quite frankly, the rest of my week is planned out, and even most of next week is planned out. So this is going to be my last chance to stream for a couple of weeks. So first off, I wanted to take just a minute and wish the President of the United States a happy birthday. His birthday will be this Saturday, and he sort of has a birthday for the Army celebration planned. And of course, the crazy left-wingers don't like it. They think he's honoring his own birthday, spending several millions and millions of dollars to celebrate his own birthday. But yes, in fact, it is a military holiday. It is also the birthday of someone very, very, very close to me. So, everyone, as you come in, please, down in the comment section. Throw a happy birthday to President Trump. Please come on in and wish a happy birthday to President Trump down in the comments, please. All right, what do we have? To be honest, not a lot. As has been the trend lately, I've decided to I'm gonna quit preparing for the shows. I think to some degree, my shows have been slightly better when I haven't prepared. It seems looking shit up on the fly and just talking about shit from the heart has been more organic to me. It's felt like it's made the show better. I don't think it has necessarily translated into more views or what do you call it? A broader audience, so to speak. But it is what it is. And, my show is probably going to transform and adapt as I continue doing this. I'm not going to stop doing this. I think, for the most part, I've pretty much decided that I'm going to go back to the Wednesday-Saturday format. So you could start counting on me being here on Wednesdays. It might be earlier. It might be, around this time or potentially even earlier. Saturday's about the same thing. And again, heads up, the next two, this upcoming Saturday and this upcoming next Wednesday, I will not be available because I will be traveling. I will not be traveling to celebrate any sort of, Fed Op event. That's what I was kind of getting at with the whole Trump thing. I do think a lot of Washington, D.C. is a no-go. If y'all are considering going, please protect yourself. Please be protected. Don't get involved into any sort of riot-type behavior. You start seeing people do any kind of property destruction or any kind of violence around you, get the fuck out. Run as fast as you can from any situation like that. Because, when we have these large political gatherings, whether it's right or left, the potential for provocateurs. I don't know if provocateurism is a word. If not, I'll make it a word. This is tourism for provocateurism. So yeah, it's tourism. Anyway. You see Fed Op shit, run, get the hell out of there. You have people starting to ask you to do things, get the hell out of there. Don't partake. Don't partake in any kind of aggression. So yeah, I will not be traveling for these kinds of political situations. From what I understand, the one of the heiresses to the Walmart fortune, yes, it would be one of the Waltons. She's been donating heavily to these counter protests, so to speak. These No More Kings protests that are being organized throughout the country for Saturday. Folks, I know I probably don't have many people on the left wing that watch my program because you all think I'm a bigot because I'm not a fan of transing kids. But if someone on the left is happening to see this, you don't go. And if you do go, I give you the same heads up that I just gave my right wing friends. You see somebody starting to commit violence or property destruction or graffiti, any of the above, you start seeing people act out with aggression. Get the fuck out. Just go. And, provocateuring is dangerous in any political movement because it works. It literally works. You can move mountains. Honestly, the January 6th stuff got so far out of hand. And I don't necessarily mean the people themselves, I mean the media narrative. The media narrative got so out of hand because it's optics. It's all optics. And as we're seeing with everything that's been going on in California, and we're going to talk in depth about all of these things, and especially California. This is going to be what most of the show tonight's going to be about. All the stuff going on in Los Angeles. We've been seeing this media narrative that it's mostly peaceful. And we've been seeing this media narrative that it's been hijacked. And the gut reaction of anyone on the right, including myself, is, oh, that's bullshit. That's an excuse. In fact, let me see here. See if I could find this video of Nancy Pelosi. I thought it was very poignant. Now, of course, I'm not going to be able to find it. Jesus. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. So this has been shared by Colin Rugg on X. And oh my God, I'm not going to be able to hear it, am I? Yeah, I should be able to hear it. Oh no. Damn it. My browser. I've done something wrong. I'm using new settings here on Rumble Studio. How do I enable? That ain't it. How do I enable microphone permission in Brave? Settings. I think I may need to reload Rumble Studio here. Let's see what happens if I close Rumble Studio and open it back up. Okay, here we go. But the permissions didn't come up. Browser settings. Where the hell in the browser settings? Oh yeah. Okay, I get to type enable microphone Brave. Oh great. I do not want microphone permission. Here we go. Oh my god. This is a disaster. How to adjust microphone and camera settings in Brave? Address bar icon. Site settings. Here we go. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now, will it let me? There we go. Hey, yay.
A large gathering of people. The anarchists see it as an opportunity and they move in. So always have to be careful whether you see a burned car or broken window or whatever it is. It may be the exuberance of the moment, but it may be the anarchist setting in. I heard one of the former police chiefs of Los Angeles speak about this on Sunday. Secondly,
Okay, I just want to point out. Okay, so she's been getting hell. She has been getting hell for this. And look, it's not worded real well, but listen really carefully to what she's saying. I want to start this over. I want you to listen real carefully.
there is a large gathering of people. The anarchists see it as an opportunity and they move in.
Now, does that sound like the warning I just gave all y'all? Anytime there is a political get together, Antifa and other rioters, they see that as a chance to sow chaos. And let me be honest, whether it's Antifa or even the feds, the CIA, gay ops, anyone who may not share the beliefs. You know, the first couple days of the protest, there were a lot of people waving Mexican flags and setting shit on fire. Almost like they were brand new flags. Almost like this shit was manufactured. Now again, I don't know. I know there were ICE agents being doxxed, and I know there were ICE operations being leaked on the internet. And I know that there are sort of communist style left wing movements that have seized on it, but not all the left wing is the same. And I firmly believe that there are genuinely people who want to peacefully protest the use of the National Guard on our streets, who want to protest what they see as an overreach of ICE, whether you agree with them or not. There are people who would like to protest these things. There are people who would like to peacefully protest these things. And these people see the flyer, they take to the street, not knowing what to expect. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of guys with masks and gas masks and people dropping off pallets of bricks, people delivering truckloads of supplies and convenient things that someone could pick up and quickly turn into a Molotov cocktail or something. And yeah, those people need to get the fuck out. So let's continue listening to what Nancy
So
Pelosi
always
has
have
to
to
say.
be careful whether you see a burned car or broken window or whatever it is. It may be the exuberance of the moment, but it may be the anarchist setting in. I heard one of the former police chiefs of Los Angeles speak about this on Sunday.
Now, she's catching hell because she said it may be the exuberance of the moment. Let's be honest. No, it's never the exuberance of the moment. Nobody just casually sets an automated taxi on fire. Nobody in the exuberance of the moment, decides to firebomb police cars on the 101 highway. These are anarchists. And I think the big divide between the right and the left right now is kind of what I've been talking about for the last 5 minutes. And that's the idea that most of the people showing up at these protests, again, I'm not in California, I'm not on the streets, but I have been watching video. Shout out to BG on the street. Shout out to the AP. I don't like the AP, but shout out to them. And let me go ahead and give a shout out to Odd Man Out News here on Rumble. Good old Joker at Better Bachelor or at Bachelor Joker on X. He did a stream the other night where he was just putting feed after feed after feed of the chaos on the he was like combining multiple angles that were being shot, showing multiple feeds of what was going on with the riots. And you could definitely tell that there were a lot of people there, and there were a lot of people there causing chaos, but there were other people just kind of lined up on the side blocks, just kind of watching the chaos unfold. And so, no, I don't think everyone out there protesting or everyone who has taken to the streets of Los Angeles during this time, I don't think they're all anarchists. I don't think they're all commies. I don't think they're all a destructive force. But let's be honest. There's enough of a destructive force that, like I've said repeatedly, you gotta get the fuck out. Because guaranteed, when the rubber bullets start flying, peaceful people aren't going to want to be there. And you can cry about police overreach or National Guard overreach or a tyrannical whatever. But if you're standing there watching people attack police cars and firebomb taxis, and we'll get into all this shit here in a little bit. If you're standing there watching all of this, not understanding you're literally watching like civil war in front of you, but because the bullets aren't flying your direction, you're safe. If you foolishly think that, you are in for a rude awakening when the troops hit the streets, or when the cops, the militarized cops, hit the streets, when the riot cops decide to do a pincer of the whole neighborhood, filter all of you into one block and round you up person by person. There is no distinction between combatant and peaceful bystander, much like a lot of the criticism that Palestine, that Gaza is getting right now. Now, granted, I don't think there were a lot of places for the residents of the Gaza Strip to go. But when the terrorists are hiding amongst the peaceful people and launching their attacks from the peaceful crowds, and now I'm talking about Los Angeles, the boot will come down.
Secondly,
Let me continue.
and you know this to be true, and I haven't seen it really reflected so much in the press.
She's so fucking drunk.
In a bipartisan way, on January 6th, with violence against the Constitution, against the Congress, and against the United States Capitol,
bitch.
we begged the
bitch.
President of the United States to send in the National Guard.
Okay. I didn't see this second half. I saw criticism of the first half of this. You fucking cunt. I think everybody by now knows. And if you don't know, then you should become a Rumble Premium member and check out the documentary we watched on this channel a few weeks back. You were in charge. You, bitch. You were in charge of the January 6th response. Trump did call the National Guard in. It was too late because he wanted to have them on standby, but instead he was forced to keep them away from the Capitol.
He would not do it. There is a gap.
He would not do it. Bitch, he offered. He offered. You and the fucking mayor told him not to. Oh my God, this is. Oh my Lord. Okay, let's go back. So that's one video I did want to play. Moment of exuberance. So Moment of Exuberance was trending there for a while. Man, there is so much I wanted to get into with this Los Angeles thing. We got so many fuck around and find out moments, and we need to make that. I need to do some more work. I did some work on my overlay for my gaming stream, and I've received some positive feedback on it. And so, I'm working to update graphics and thumbnails and stuff like that. I'm working to kind of help update the brand. Demon's Wrath says, stream just started. Awesome. We are about 20 minutes in. Not too bad. Cheers and welcome, by the way, man. Good having you by. Let's get you a sound effect in there for your participation in the stream. Come on. Go away, ad. Oh my God. Getting pop-up ads on my soundboard. Let me get you the based pastor.
Out! Out! Gestapo is not allowed here. Immediately, Gestapo is not
What?
allowed.
Did Rumble fuck me? I swear, dude. What the hell? 1 minute. Are you sure it's not just 1 minute since you joined? I have what's it called? Pass-through enabled, which means you can't rewind until after the stream is over and processes. It's part of what I've been doing. I've been using different settings. You can't rewind while the stream is live. You can't rewind the stream until what do you call it? It gets done processing well after the stream is over. So you could probably go back later tonight and watch the first 20 minutes if you want. Hey, we got Serene Pickle. Cheers and welcome. 29 minutes. That sounds about right. Cheers and welcome. Let's get you a sound effect here. Yeah, I'll give you the Zelda chest. There we go. Yeah, it's just since you joined there, Demon's Wrath. Yeah, but cheers and welcome. But yeah, we have a bunch of fuck around and find out moments on the stream tonight. First off, there's what I was saying a little bit ago about when the rubber bullets start flying. There was a member of, I think this is Australian media, reporting in Los Angeles, and she fucked around and found out. Hanging out too long at a riot when the rubber bullets start flying. Time. Just it points it right at her. Just nailed her right in the. So there you have it. There you have it. You had a fuck around and find out moment. And, you know, again, I empathize. It's hard. It's hard being a journalist. LAPD shooting journos mixed. I think that may have been National Guard, but it could have been LAPD. That hasn't been the only fuck around and find out moment from the last few days of the rioting in Los Angeles. We had this next one happen yesterday. You had police horses. Don't fuck around with police horses. Don't fuck around with any police animal. Like the animals, like yes, the animals are cops, quote unquote. But yeah, don't mistreat the animal because you're mad at cops. And this individual is about to fuck around and find out. Starts punching the horse in the face. And of course, got beat with a wooden sword. The chick with the wooden sword came up and just like, so yeah, don't fuck with police animals, and also don't fuck with horse girls. Like, you could tell that cop is a horse girl, dude. She's all about the horses. And yeah, man, she's like, no, motherfucker, pay him. She stands victorious. She has vanquished the enemy. Oh, just a regular night of the round table. Oh, man. Yeah, women cops, horses, horse girls. I mean, that video had it all. You know, female cops and horse girls and whatever, man. Whew. Let's see, what else do we have from LA riots? I have other stuff that's been community noted. We've had some interesting Pride Month stuff too, but I'm not really going to cover much of that. This is 4 nights ago. This was the first night they've been trying to break into the ICE facility. And they're saying fascist. They're not saying the F slur. Hey, we got still not banned here in the chat over on Rumble. Cheers and welcome. And thank you for the compliment on the tan. I do work outdoors all day, every day, so thankfully I come by it pretty, honestly. And let's give you the old SpongeBob foghorn here. Thing's lagging. There we go. There we go. All right. So yeah, that was sort of what kicked off a lot of this. Oh, you were hacked and had to get your Rumble account back. Oh my. Well, hopefully that was you I was talking to over the weekend. So that's so those videos are kind of what kicked off a lot of this. I'm not very prepared for the show as I have been lately. I kind of just been doing this shit on the fly lately. So yeah, you got to kind of forgive me a little bit.
Street here. You can see
And then this was from the same same day, same protest.
Is when we started
Helicopter
seeing
action.
some sort of
And
smoke
somebody get run
to help
over.
try and keep those people from the
Wow.
gate here. Okay, so here we are. We're in the middle of the street here. You can see one person
There we go.
trying
Look at
to
this person.
trying to stand right in front of this SUV here, but he's gonna. It's just such a
Walk
dangerous
around and
situation
find out
here,
moment.
and it's really not going to do him any
Like,
good to be standing
why
there
would
and
you do
possibly get
this?
ran over by
Why
agents.
would
So
you? Why the
here they are.
fuck
They're
would
on
you
9th
do
Street
this?
now. The crowd is running
I'm
alongside
going
with
to
these
stop your
vehicles,
car because I'm
and
Superman.
I pretty much guarantee that this SUV is not going to stop. Someone throwing looks like
Wow.
All right, let me widen out here. Okay, so we saw some eggs being thrown at the vehicle. Now he is just partly ran over by that SUV.
You're not Spider-Man.
And there goes.
You're not Spider-Man on the front of that train. You can't just go, "Oh, I'm going to stop this vehicle." You can't do it. Don't even try. You fucked around and found out. All right. So that's what's been going on. Dude, that's what's been going on in LA. And look, so since I don't have the stream able to be rewound yet, I gave a good little rant toward the beginning of the show, basically saying whatever's going on in your community this Saturday, there's going to be this big, birthday celebration for the Army and for Donald Trump. This giant birthday celebration for the Army this Saturday. Which, by the way, again, anybody watching this later or listening or lurking, jump down in the comments and just give me a happy birthday, Donald Trump. It would really mean a lot to me. And I have a loved one whose birthday is also this Saturday, and they would really like to see a happy birthday, Donald Trump, down in my comment section. So, please, as many people as you can, throw a happy birthday, Donald Trump, down in the comment section. I swear this is not just for engagement. There quite literally is someone very close to me that really wants to see a happy birthday, Donald Trump. They share a birthday with Donald Trump and with the American flag and with the United States Army. And they really would like to see my comment section filled with happy birthday, Donald Trump. So anyway, so yeah, there's going to be this big celebration, and I've said, whether it be these left-wing events or the big event in Washington D.C., be careful, folks. You start seeing people do this fuck around and find out behavior, get the hell out of there. Get the hell out of there. Don't follow the mob. Don't, if you start hearing people scream and react and, oh my God, go the opposite direction. It's not worth looking at. Somebody else will film it. It will be on Twitter later. Guaranteed. You don't need to be there. Get the fuck out before the troops start cracking down on people. Get the fuck out before bullets start flying, whatever. You don't want to be involved in this shit. Go, celebrate, be peaceful, whether you're on the left wing and you want to go to these No More Kings protests that are going on all over the country this Saturday, or if you're a patriot and a Donald Trump supporter and you support the military and you want to go to Washington, D.C. to this big celebration. Still Not Banned here says, happy birthday, Donald Trump. F these losers trying to ruin a big special birthday. Yes. So like I said, I'm going to personally be traveling this weekend and continuing through the week. So I will not be attending any of these events. And dear God, I hope I don't accidentally run into one because I will be traveling through a few different major cities in the Midwest. So yeah, kind of concerned about that a little bit, but I think I'm going to be able to avoid most of the chaos. So what else do we have? Oh shit. This is something I've been meaning to cover for the longest time. We got this thread here. I'm moving on, by the way. I'm moving on. We got this thread here. I guess this was something that happened last week, and I wanted to cover it just because I've been kind of loosely following this story of baseball pitcher Trevor Bauer. And so there's been this good kind of breakdown, this thread from Sarah Gonzalez, kind of detailing the latest in that case. Which, by the way, folks, like, even if you're not into baseball, like, if you're into justice, like, tweet at your local, like, your closest MLB team and be like, what the fuck? Why aren't you hiring Trevor Bauer? This dude is throwing mad pitches in the Mexican and Japanese leagues, and he's been blacklisted for Major League Baseball because of what we're about to talk about. Like, tweet at your local baseball team. Like, I'm about 80 miles outside of Kansas City, something like that, about an hour and a half drive outside of Kansas City. And I tweet at the Royals all the time. Anytime they start talking about pitchers or start talking about problems with their bullpen or whatever, like, I will say, Trevor Bauer, hire Trevor Bauer, sign Trevor Bauer. And honestly, more people need to do this, whether you love baseball or not. Like, this is about a man losing his life due to some bullshit. So Trevor Bauer was a Major League Baseball pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And he wound up getting blacklisted from the Major League Baseball because someone decided to make a false assault claim against him. And so let's look at this thread here of tweets from Sarah Gonzalez. Trevor Bauer was blacklisted from the MLB because of an SA allegation from gold digger Lindsey Hill, a woman with an inconsistent story and shady evidence who told a friend about Bauer, quote, "Need daddy to choke me out, being an absolute whore to try to get in on his $51 million. She literally tweeted this to her friends, or texted it rather, excuse me. The case was settled without Bauer paying her a dime, though the damage to his career was already done. Yesterday, a California court awarded Bauer, so this was June 2nd. A California court awarded Bauer $309,000, almost $400,000. Or wait, almost $310,000, excuse me. Bad at math, apparently. In a default judgment against Hill after she lied and claimed he paid her money to settle the lawsuit, judgment attached. Hill has a criminal history and a warrant for her arrest and multiple charges in Kentucky, also listed below. Read this thread and decide for yourself whether Trevor Bauer should be banned from the MLB over this shady woman's accusations. So here we go. Default judgment by the court entered for the plaintiff, Trevor Bauer, against defendant Lindsey Hill for damages of $220,000, attorney fees, interest, and costs, $4,000 for a total of $309,832.02. So there you have it. L.A. Superior Court. Civil Division. Cumberland County Police Report, April 26th. I received a complaint from dispatch advising a female in the restaurant at Sulphur Creek Resort was drunk and disorderly. I give it less of a shit about that. As I was transporting Miss Hill to the Burkesville Police Department, Miss Hill continued to scream and attempt to break my divider and window in my patrol vehicle. During the transport, Miss Hill had what I believed an emergency medical situation. As we were trying to get her put on the EMS table, Miss Hill was again screaming, punching, kicking anyone she could reach. She was eventually loaded in the ambulance and taken to the hospital. So again, this is part of that same event. Hill was charged with and arrested for assault of an EMS officer, disorderly conduct, public intoxication, driving on a DUI and suspended license, cruelty to animals. She was bailed out and no-showed in court, resulting for a warrant for her arrest. Where is... She said hear her speak below, but there's no other tweets. And then you have this link here. Congressman says Major League Baseball is ousting Trevor Bauer due to Trump support. In a letter to Rob Manfred, commissioner of the MLB. Suspended for 324 games in 2021 for violating the joint domestic violence SA and child abuse policy. He was released by the Los Angeles Dodgers before the 2023 season began, and he's been playing in Japan and Mexico. He wants to play ball in America, folks. But you can't play ball in America. Like the minor leagues are part of the Major League Baseball system. What are you going to do? How are you going to play professionally? This man has one of the fastest fastballs in baseball. Has one of the lowest ERAs in the Japanese and Mexican leagues. He's throwing smoke. He could be a superstar here. But because some hoe thought she was going to cash in on baseball's hottest superstar, he got kicked to the curb. And instead, now we have Shohei Ohtani making six-figure deals. It's bullshit. So, yeah, y'all don't like sports very much. So, again, make of it what you will. But I'm all for damn justice. And, you could say Trevor Bauer got justice. He got paid his $320,000 or whatever. But he could have been making that every single year had he stayed on the Dodgers. And the man wants to play the game he loves. He wants to be in record books. All the things we've been complaining about as sports fans. The situation with Pete Rose. The situation with the Negro Leagues. And yet we're still blacklisting people from baseball. It's insanity. All right. Something that hits kind of close to home here. Let's look at this story here. Two killed in shooting during a live stream in front of the Bellagio fountains. A 41-year-old man was arrested in connection with the live-streamed killing of two people Sunday night in front of the Bellagio fountains in Las Vegas. Violent into what police said was a social media feud. Suspect Manuel Ruiz walked into a Henderson police station and turned himself in Monday morning. He was taken into custody and expected to be booked into the Clark County Detention Center on 2 counts of open murder with a deadly weapon, according to Metro Police. Gunfire erupted in the 3600 block of Las Vegas Boulevard South near the Bellagio at about 10:40 p.m., according to Las Vegas police. The reason why I said this hits close to home is I visit Vegas quite a bit. And, I've been in this area several times. Officers on patrol in the area heard gunshots coming from the west side of the Strip and immediately ran toward gunfire, found 2 victims lying on the sidewalk suffering from apparent gunshot wounds, Under Sheriff Andrew Walsh said during a news briefing. Our officers rendered medical aid to both victims, but their efforts to save those victims' lives were unsuccessful and both victims were pronounced dead at the scene. Walsh said the 1:45 a.m. briefing that police knew who they were looking for and that it appeared the suspect and one of the victims had feuded in the past. Clark County Coroner's Office is expected to release the victims' identities. A spokesperson for MGM Resorts, which owns the Bellagio, did not immediately respond to the Las Vegas Review-Journal's request for comment. Before Ruiz's arrest, Walsh said the suspect and victim had previously engaged in some type of conflict using a variety of social media platforms. A video of the shooting circulating on social media. The video, which appeared to be from a live stream, shows a woman confronting a man on the sidewalk with the Paris hot air balloon and Planet Hollywood across the street in the background. The woman appears to be confronting the man, who pulls out a handgun and fires at somebody off screen. The shocked woman then screams as multiple gunshots ring out. Information unconfirmed by police circulated online about the shooting, suggesting that one of the two people shot dead had been a YouTuber and that the gunman was also a YouTuber. That's now been confirmed. Walsh did not release any information about the victim, said police were aware that a lot was being said on social media, and police made every effort to track down and arrest the suspected killer. Monday morning before Ruiz's arrest. Here we go. Mark Sanson, Las Vegas-based YouTuber known as The Other Me LV, streamed live for more than 5 hours following the shooting and told the Review-Journal he knew both the shooting victims and Ruiz. Finney and his wife, referred to as Bubbly, had become friends. He would interact mostly online but had met in person on a few occasions. Sanson said he'd known Ruiz too, but had grown distant from him after he began talking more with Finney. What happened last night was a terrible act of hate. We're heartbroken for the children and families on both sides, as well as the sorrow of losing our close friends, Sanson said in an email message on Monday. Declined to comment further. YouTuber Poker Fraud Alert posted a 19-minute-long video Monday reviewing what appeared to be a spat between Ruiz and Finney, the legend that dated back to 2023. Anyway, I'm not going to get into the whole history of their feud. But damn, when YouTubers get beef, they really can get beef. Instead of clowning on people on the internet. Hey, we got Sangland86 showing up. Cheers and welcome, Hibbity Jibbity. Cheers and welcome. I'm gonna give you the all right. Cheers and welcome, Stangland. Like I said, kind of doing a laid back show tonight, just kind of browsing some of the news, checking some of my bookmarks. All right, so we've got those 3 stories knocked out. We had Josh Hawley, like a beast today. Josh Hawley, senator from Missouri, was a beast today, getting involved in multiple fronts. In fact, let me go ahead and bring this up too. Here we go. So first off, he's decided to start an investigation into who is funding the LA riots. So let's read this letter here. I write in my capacity, so this is to Angelica Salas, Executive Director of the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights in Los Angeles, California. I write in my capacity as chair of the Senate Subcommittee on Crime and Counterterrorism regarding your organization's alleged role in financing and materially supporting the coordinated protests and riots that have engulfed Los Angeles in recent weeks. While peaceful protest is a cornerstone of American democracy, these demonstrations have escalated into lawless mob actions. They have obstructed federal law enforcement, endangered public safety, and disrupted the rule of law. This lawlessness is unacceptable. It must end. Credible reporting now suggests that your organization has provided logistical support and financial resources to individuals engaged in these disruptive actions. Let me be clear, bankrolling civil unrest is not protected speech, it's aiding and abetting criminal conduct. Accordingly, you must immediately cease and desist any further involvement in the organization from funding or promotion of these unlawful activities. Furthermore, please preserve the following records from November 5th, 2024 to the present. Internal communications, including emails, text, chat logs, and messaging applications relating to protest planning, coordination, or funding. Number 2, all financial documents related to protests, demonstrations, or mobilization efforts in Los Angeles or elsewhere relating to immigration enforcement. Number 3, all third-party contracts, vendor agreements, including any arrangements with event organizers, transportation providers, security personnel, communications consultants relating to immigration enforcement or the Los Angeles protests or similar protests elsewhere. Number 4, grant applications and funding proposals that relate to or reference immigration enforcement. Number 5, travel and lodging records for individuals or groups supported or reimbursed in connection with protest activities. Number 6, media or public relations strategies, including talking points, press releases, and coordination with journalists or influencers relating to immigration protests. And finally, number 7, donor lists. Failure to comply will result in additional action by this subcommittee, including potential referral for criminal investigation. Sincerely, Josh Hawley, Chairman of the Subcommittee on Crime and Counterterrorism of the U.S. Senate Committee of the Judiciary. Langlin says they're finally going for the throat. Carpe jugulum. Well, at least Josh Hawley is. And, you know, the commie protesters weren't the only targets in the crosshairs of Senator Hawley today. As you may have heard, the corporation known as 23andMe, we've talked about this on this show. The corporation known as 23andMe are trying to put themselves up for sale. They're trying to sell the company, leading a lot of people to fear what is going to happen to all of this genetic data that 23andMe has gathered and is now part of their assets. Is this going to fall into the hands of somebody who doesn't care about privacy or doesn't care about the rights of Americans to control where their biological data is going? Well, Josh Hawley put the interim CEO in the hot seat today. I don't have his name right offhand, but I'm sure it'll show it here. But here's the exchange between Hawley and this interim CEO of 23andMe.
Personal information for as long as necessary to provide the services and fill the transactions you have requested, to comply with our legal obligations, resolve disputes, enforce agreements, etc., etc. And then it goes on, 23andMe and or our contracted genotyping laboratory.
So this is in their user agreement or their policy, one of the two. He said, Josh Hawley says it's in your policies, but I'm assuming this.
And then it goes on, 23andMe and or our contracted genotyping laboratory will retain your genetic information even if you choose to delete your account.
Senator, 23andMe, it does not retain any genetic information regarding the consumer once they delete their account.
Savage.
We do.
It says right here that you will retain genetic information, including date of birth and sex, even if you choose to delete your account. This is your privacy policy. I'm just quoting from it.
Senator, to the best of my knowledge, we do not maintain any genetic information.
It says even if you choose.
Weasel fucking words. Senator, to the best of my knowledge. To the best of your knowledge. Okay, so You're not the one going through the databases. You're the fucking CEO. You're paid to talk to shareholders, investors, and deal with money men, and you're not walking through the fucking laboratories. You're not going through the DNA testers, and you're not going through the databases or the tech guys. You don't want to know. You keep yourself purposefully dumb so that you can come to the Senate and say, well, to the best of my ability. Yeah, Sangland. What, he hasn't read his own TOS? Yes. This is great. This is glorious.
Choose to delete your
Josh
account.
Hawley.
We will retain.
Let's continue.
We will retain your genetic information, date of birth and sex, even if you choose to delete your account.
There is some information that we do retain, such as, but not related to the genetic information.
Right.
But that, such as name, email address,
Not related to
Oh.
and
genetic.
other.
So even if you delete the account, you retain their name, you retain their email address, you retain their date of birth, you retain their sex, and you retain their genetic information, even if they choose to delete your account. So in other words, don't talk to your.
Okay, so think about this. Okay, so 23andMe, other than the conspiracy theories, including my own, about it being a CIA front for genetic mapping of the populace, 23andMe bills itself as a genealogy website. It bills itself as a genealogy service. So it tries to just become a repository of family tree information and historical data and genetic mixtures. And so if you, for example, Sanglant, let's take Sanglant for example. You upload your data, you send them your biological fluids, and they do a genetic map of it, and they show you your family tree. And then you decide, okay, well, I don't like that. Let me just delete this. The information I got, it wasn't for me. I don't want to continue to pay for this. I don't even want my stuff on there. I'm going to delete. I'm going to step away. Okay? Well, let's say Sanglant's cousin decides, oh, I do want to pay for it. I want to get on there. I want to find out about my family history, right? And let's say someone in the family somewhere may have been adopted or something. Well, having that little bit of information in their database, whether it's publicized, whether it's utilized at an end user level, just having that framework for the family tree, that framework of genetic mixture, being able to know, hey, these are where the family trees fork. And these are where the offsprings are going to kind of trickle away from this root of the family tree. Just having that information in your system, in your database, on the back end, where only the geneticists, where only the computers can read it. Not the user. You could still build out. Just having that on the back end or having it on the read data end on the computers, on the back end, you could still build out those trickles of the family tree based on that one person who's now absent from the family tree. The trickles can still be there. Why? Because, well, yeah, we've retained the data. We don't use it, but our model does. And it also, like I said, if you believe like I do that this is, organizations like this are definitely intelligence fronts to genetically map the populace. And if you don't understand why that could be advantageous, well, I mean, go back to COVID and understand there were a bunch of people that got sick. And knowing about people's comorbidities and their vulnerability to certain diseases is definitely a powerful tool in the hands of people who want to be tyrants. But I'm getting deep in the woods with conspiracy theory there. But understand why this is a bad look for these companies, and understand why they want to lie to Congress, why they want to lie to the senior senator of Missouri here. Yeah, saying like it's one heck of a hacking and social profiling tool. Understand why they don't want you and I to know these things. They want you and I to believe, you know, it's kind of like at one point in time, Google's motto was "Don't do evil," and then eventually they had to stop using that motto because they were literally doing evil behind the scenes. You know, 23andMe, they're like, well, okay, how do we advance our work? Well, we just continue doing this work even though we're starting to go down morally sketchy ground. And how do we continue this? Well, we tell our users, well, you can opt out at any time. You can back out at any time. And now they want to sell. What happens
Your
to all the
suit
shit on the back?
behind you.
That's
Talk
what
to
John
me.
Kelly wants to know. I'll get
He's
back
not
to that
testifying. You are. You
Don't talk
do
to your
not
suit
allow
behind
consumers
you.
actually
He's
to
got his
delete
lawyer here.
permanently their data. And when you said a minute ago to Senator Moody, at all times consumers have complete control of their data, that's just not true, is it? By the terms of your own agreement, that just is not true.
Senator, with all due respect, all of the genetic data is deleted. We are only
With all due respect, what you are telling me is in direct contravention to what your own policy states, even if you choose to delete your account. In fact, what you do is you allow your consumers to delete their account settings, but their data isn't deleted. You still have it. The laboratory still has it. You have their name. You have their date of birth. You have their sex. And now you're going to sell it. Here's my point. It's a pattern. Your consumers actually aren't in control of anything. You are. You control their data. You control their genetic information. Now you're about to sell it. You promise them, we won't ever sell it without your consent, but you're doing it. You promise them, we'll allow you to delete it, but you don't. In fact, you've lied to them. Have you not?
Senator, we have not. I assure you that we are deleting all of our customers who have requested.
No, you're not. You're not because your policies say they're not. And you're not deleting it because if you were, your company wouldn't be worth $300 million. No, don't read from what your guy behind you is shoveling talking points to you now. I don't want your talking points. I've read your policies. I've seen what they are. And I tell you what, it's amazing to me you're not getting your socks sewed off by your customers. I hope they will. I hope they will rush to the courthouse, even as we are here today, to sue you into oblivion for lying to them and taking their most personal, identifiable information and selling it for a profit and lying to them and to the American public. Quite frankly, Mr. Selsavage, what you're doing here has all kinds of implications, national security implications, all of it.
Still Not Banned here says, yeah, if it's free, you're the product. Well, that's the thing. It's not free. They're trying to say they're trying to build a database and then sell you access to the database. But you are the part of the database. Like, you are literally what they are selling to you. They're selling you and your family back to you. Look, I'm not going to lie. I have had a lot of adoptions in my family tree. And there have been times when it has been tempting for me to just go in and be like, okay, well, where do the family trees lead? How German am I? How Irish am I? Like, and look, I hear there are some live streamers who do shows similar to mine where they talk a lot about politics and race relations, and there's kind of this ongoing joke of, are you Jewish? Have you done the 23andMe? How white are you, so to speak? And I don't play these white supremacist games. Quite frankly, I don't know. I got white skin. I live in the Midwest. I assume I'm white. People are going to treat me like I'm white. as far as I know, there's no Hebrew. There's probably a little Native American in me somewhere, but I'm not going to pull a Elizabeth Warren or anything. To me, I'm just a white dude in the Midwest. And I'm not an identitarian either. So, like, people are going to treat me like a white dude, but I'm not going around there, you know, waving some sort of pride flag or whatever. Anyway, I've gone down the fucking rabbit hole. Anyway, so you see all these different communities and all these different reasons why this product would be appealing to the average curious individual. But it's also just dangerous as hell. Anything in tech. Yeah, anything in tech. But that's just it. You know, it's kind of like I heard that the Pokemon Go app, right? They built this amazing product that people were having fun with. They were using augmented reality to play this fun little capture a Pokemon, find the rare Pokemon. And then 2-3 years later, we come to find out that Pokemon Go was literally a front app to get you and me to take our phones around and point our cameras at things so that they could build a map app, like a navigation app. They didn't need to be like Google and build a bunch of cars with cameras and hire a bunch of people to drive up and down streets and map out the world. They tricked a bunch of dumb people into downloading a free app and just pointing their cameras at literally everything. And oh, by the way, we don't have enough high-resolution images of that cemetery over there. Why don't we put a couple rare Pokemon over there and see if anybody takes the bait? And guess what? That's exactly what their database did. That's exactly what the users, hey, I'm going to go over there and buy that guy's grave and capture me a golden Pikachu or whatever. So yeah, exactly what you're saying, still not banned here. We are the product. We're not only, we're their product, and we wind up being their staff. Like, we wind up doing the work for them to build these kind of databases, to build these kind of apps and products that then they could sell back to us later for our convenience or for our information. Like, think about all the people over the past 20 years who have contributed to building Wikipedia into what it is today, who now go on there and are called white supremacists or get banned. And yet Wikipedia is still one of the biggest sources for sort of encyclopedic information. Anyway, I'm just, the whole thing just creeps me out. The fucking Uncle Ted,
But
man.
nothing
Uncle
is
Ted
worse
had
than
it
taking
right
the
all
personal,
along.
identifiable information of American consumers and keeping it and lying to them about it while you make a huge profit off of it. It's unbelievable to me. It's absolutely unbelievable. What's
Okay. So shout out to Senator Hawley of Missouri. I think when he first was in the Senate, I still lived in Missouri and I voted for him. So, yeah, shout out to Senator Hawley. Now, again, a lot of time I will kind of couch that with Senator Hawley does talk a good game, but when it comes to, he doesn't have a lot of influence in Washington. So his ability to actually get this. Oh my God, that is loud as shit. I'm going to turn the volume on. This is Washington, D.C. I guess this is in preparation for the event. My volume is around 5% of that of the videos. Okay, let me see what I can do. Maxed out here, I'm maxed out there. Let me check. I'm maxed out there. Maxed out there. I think I'm gonna have to get a cloud lifter or something. So Sanglant, you've been a viewer of mine for some time now. Was it? I mean, I'm assuming it was way better a week or two ago, right? Before I started fucking with my settings. Because I'll fucking drop this RTMP shit and jump back over to Rumble Studio if I have to. I'm streaming through Rumble Studio, but I'm using OBS for literally everything. In fact, let me just go ahead and do that right now. Let me go ahead and do that. So bear with me for just a second. In fact, I may not even have to do anything. Let's see here. Enable camera. Hey, there I am. There's two of me. One's got a little lag. It also isn't just me. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Testing 1 2 3. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2 3. Is that working now? Put a 2 in the chat if that's... I'm back? Okay, yeah. So yes, Rumble has new audio settings too. In fact, let me do this. Let me turn off noise suppression and echo cancellation because I have headphones on. Okay, maybe that could have been the problem the whole time too. I had both of those things on. That makes me wonder if I had turned those off, if I would have been fine. Damn it. I'm going to have to run some tests on my test channel apparently before when I come back from my vacation. I'm going to have to run some test streams on my test channel to see how the audio settings work. But yeah, I definitely So am I loud and clear? I've got literally all my stuff maxed out, so I should be blaring your fucking eardrums out, but or at the very least be as loud as this thing. Okay, good. We got a good mix now. I apparently that's another. So there's two things I'm going to do when I come back from vacation. I'm going to try hooking up my other mixer. I have an actual mixer that's got some phantom power stuff to it. It might help out with what's going on. Because I just need to do away with this thing. I kind of like the features it has for being able to hear back through. Well, yeah, it's good again because I'm literally now I've went back to all the old settings and I've turned off. Here, let me. There are new audio settings on Rumble. Check 1, 2. Hang on, wait a minute. Let me look at this for a second. So even in the Rumble settings, it's showing me pretty low. So yeah, I think maybe I do need either a cloud lifter or something with phantom power. Something with a preamp. So yeah, sorry to be doing so much what do you call it? Troubleshooting on the stream here. Man, we've had so many news stories. I don't even know. Like I know that I've only captured like a tenth of what's out there. And so I apologize to you folks for not being better prepared for the show, but like I said, this was my last opportunity to do any kind of live stream before my vacation. And so I wanted to make sure I put something out there. And we're an hour, almost an hour and a half into the stream. So really, you know, I could do maybe a story or two, throw in a love don't judge just because I'm not going to be able to do one this weekend. And yeah, we could call it a good little stream here. What the hell? Oh no. I don't even want to know what's going on there. Okay, so let's check news.google.com. I know there's been a lot of news about the tariffs and Trump doing deals with China today. RFK Jr. names 8 new members of CDC vaccine committee after ousting the entire panel. So it looks like he's got new vaccine committee going on in the CDC. Shout out to RFK Jr. for making change you can believe in. We got Rusty Rivers showing up in the chat saying, howdy, I just got here. Yeah, I didn't really announce that I was going to be live. It was more of a default. Like I've been throwing around the idea of maybe going back to Wednesdays, but like I really it was a spur of the moment decision. Let's see, I want to find a good. Let's do the commie gobbledygook.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Cheers and welcome. Cheers and welcome. Good seeing you, Rusty. Oh my lord. Harvey Weinstein found guilty on one charge in New York sex crimes retrial. Holy shit, let's look into it. From The Guardian, Weinstein found guilty of assaulting Miriam Haley. Okay, now I gotta Google Miriam Haley here. Oh yeah. All right. I mean, sexually assaulting is bad, but you know. Acquitted of second charge of assaulting Kaja Sokola. Found guilty of assaulting. Okay, yeah. The jury did not reach a unanimous verdict on a charge involving Jessica Mann, who alleges Weinstein R-worded her. The judge has advised them to continue deliberations. So there could be more charges coming. All right. So, yeah. Harvey Weinstein. Singlet says, I maintain most of that was, ladies of the night. Could be. Oh, hey, we got Coffee Crew Mocha. Cheers and welcome. Good seeing you. Over there on Rumble. Let's see. I don't know what sound effect to play other than they'll just give you the good old DJ air horn. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining the party. Okay, what else do we have here in the news? Been seeing a lot of buzz about Hegseth. New York Times crying about Trump's speech at Fort Bragg. I mean, media is always going to cry about everything Trump does, right? New York Times crying about Trump and Harvard. Dear Lord. Oh, here we go. Check this out. Governor Abbott to send Texas National Guard. Send Texas National Guard. Neurodivergent one's asking how long I'm going. Cheers and welcome, by the way, Neurodivergent one. Good seeing you in the chat. Cheers and welcome. I'm actually not sure. I'm probably going to be wrapping up probably within the next 15, 20 minutes. I'm probably going to read this article here, throw a love, don't judge in, and I'm going to try to get wrapped up by the top of the hour. Because, just like I used to do on Taco Tuesday, I'm looking to go out for dinner with my lady. It's kind of one of our last chances to go out before the like I said, I got a family member who's got a birthday this week, and I've got my vacation coming up. So yeah, this is kind of one of the last chances for a date night. So Neurodivergent one was looking for a raid target. Oh man, yeah, normally I'd be good, but no, tonight, yeah, tonight's just kind of a spur of the moment, throwing together something. Yeah, I'm not, I didn't even advertise this stream. So yeah, thank you for the offer. And, but yeah, we'll, let me know if you find someone good to raid, and I'll raid them too. Cookie says, hi, deport them all. Cheers and welcome, Cookie. So I've got, cheers and welcome. Okay, so let's do a yay for Neurodivergent one. And let's do, and this one always is a little loud. So I'm sorry. I'm giving you a heads up. It might be a little loud. I'm playing this one for Cookie. We got the hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no, no, to the no, no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, no, no. All right. I had to shoot that to stop it. All right. Because it was going to get even louder. So, all right. So, yeah, hell to the no. Send the 1,500 people elsewhere then. I mean, look, there's no guarantee that 1,500 people would watch long enough for me to make my goals. So, anyway, I love you, Neurodivergent one. Normally, I would love that on any stream, but literally tonight is the one night when I'm like, I got to keep it low key. I got to keep it chill. And yeah, literally any other time you want to send me 1,500 people, sure. But someone else deserves that gift tonight, because I'm a dumpster fire right now. I am literally a dumpster fire. All right. Coffee Crew Mocha says, yeah, good to see you. Go be with your lady. Yeah. So let's look at this real quick. Governor Abbott announced late Tuesday he'd deploy Texas National Guard troops across the state in anticipation of protests against federal deportation raids. The social media post, Abbott said the deployments were intended to, quote, ensure peace and order. Peaceful protest is legal. Harming a person or property is illegal and will lead to arrest, the governor said. Did not specify where the National Guard would be sent. Let's see. Okay, here we go. No Kings protest planned for Saturday over 24 Texas cities, including Houston, Austin, Lubbock, and Longview. The title of the events, organized by progressive group Indivisible, is meant to signal opposition to what the organizers see as Trump's authoritarian actions. Holy. You guys are awesome in the chat. Immigrant families and students in the fight, known as FIEL, is also planning a Chant Down the Walls protest in Houston on Friday. To prepare, the sheriff's office is coordinating with area public safety partners to ensure that the demonstrations will play out without endangering the public, the agency said in a statement. Harris County has a long history of people exercising their right for protest peacefully while respecting opposing viewpoints, and I fully expect Saturday's demonstrations will continue that legacy, Sheriff Ed Gonzalez said in the statement. Austin Mayor Kirk Watson said he's supportive of people exercising their right to engage in peaceful protest against policies that they disagree with. Moreover, destructive actions and efforts to hurt police is wrong. Much of what we see out of Washington is to create fear and chaos. We should not play into these politics of fear, Watson, a Democrat, said in a statement. Adding to the chaos through destruction of property, hurting other people, including police officers or otherwise, adds to the problems for those people being targeted while empowering those in Washington who want more pain and chaos. This is literally everything I've been saying all stream. You got to be careful because, yes, the people who say what you will about Trump. I'm not blaming this on Trump. But there are definitely people who want to utilize this sort of thing to send more power to the federal government. Coffee Crew Mocha says, made that mistake many times. Don't keep a good woman waiting or ignore her. And then Still Not Been Here says, so sweet. I'm sure your wife is lovely. I mean, lovely enough for me. That's what matters, right? And I'm not saying one way or another that's, just saying. Cookie says, just watched Tim Pool and guests saying we're headed to a civil war. Look, I firmly believe that's part of what's going on. That, man, I wish I had time really to queue up the, there was an old video from, damn it, what's his damn name? The dude from The Blaze. I'm having a brain fart. The dude from The Blaze, the main dude on The Blaze. Fuck. One of you are going to get it. Anyway, talking about the Great Reset and how, all of this is essentially communism. Everything you're seeing, all of the protesting, all of the Black Lives Matter, the Pride stuff, this ICE stuff, all of it is funneled through these NGOs, right? But a lot of it's coming from Soros. It's coming from organizations like what Holly was trying to root out in that letter saying he wants to investigate the funding of this shit. It's literally color revolution. And so, yeah, we are headed to a civil war because that's what color revolutions are for. To overturn the establishment. Now, you can make your argument that, well, no, that's why we voted for Trump, because he was anti-establishment. But, within the bounds of our constitutional republic. The color revolution wants to do away with our constitutional republic. All right, let's do this. Oh my Lord, here we go. Here we go. Cookie, do you have a sister? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, because we're going to go to our next segment, which is a segment we call Love Does Admonish, where we look at unique relationships. Yes, Marxism, get them out or we will not have a nation. Thank you, Cookie. Exactly what I've been saying. Exactly what I've been saying. And that look, anarchists open the door for the market, Marxists. Try that in a small town. Jason Aldean getting more and more accurate. Yes, yes. Anyway, so Love Does Admonish. It's our segment where we go check out this YouTube channel called Love Don't Judge, where people have unique relationships and they don't like some of the criticism they've been getting on the internet. So we here at Miles Culture Plate, we like to look at their relationships and determine whether or not they might have an aspect of their relationship that they don't realize might deserve a little bit of admonishment. So we're going to check this out now. Love Don't Judge over on YouTube. Check them out if you want to. We check them out every week here on Miles Culture Plate. And here we go. I share my boyfriend with my sister.
We're twin sisters, and this is our man. We share a man.
Oh my God.
I'm Petunia.
I'm Pedaya.
This is Timba.
Petunia and Pedaya.
Sleep in the same bed.
We share
Oh no.
everything.
People
Oh, no.
judge us because I'm in a relationship with identical twins.
They hate our relationship. Every time we go outside, people stare at us.
Find people calling other people to come stare at us. They throw you out of their shops.
Sometimes he doesn't notice.
I mean, I was going to say, before I heard his accent, I was like, yeah, this dude saw that Robert Palmer video, Simply Irresistible, where all the chicks are dressed exactly the same. Like, he saw that video too many times. He's like, I gotta have that. But no, now hearing his accent, I'm like, well, maybe he wasn't much of a Robert Palmer fan back in the day.
Who's who? If I feel like he has been giving my twin sister more attention than me, then I actually sit him down and then tell him that you've been giving my...
Demon's Wrath says that dude is the black version of you. Believe it or not, like, when I had two partners, they did share a lot of similar qualities. They had sort of similar body types, but like, first of all, they were not sisters, even though, oh my God. Should I tell this story? I don't know if I should tell this story. I was at work when my ex-wife had a miscarriage, and therefore the only person to drive her to the hospital was my other partner. And yeah, like, all the hospital staff was like, oh yeah, your sisters. Yeah, that was a little embarrassing, but yeah, no, I would never, the sister thing, it's too close to incest. And that's where I'm like, I'm wondering about this guy. How close do they get? He said they all three share the same bed. Are they naked? Like, we got to find this out, folks.
My twin sister a lot of attention, so you need to give me attention also.
It feels like having the...
So Cookie says I'm censoring her. That's because I forgot to read that she does have two older sisters. One is 6'3". Are they twins? Well, I guess if one's 6'3", they wouldn't be twins, but is this chick 6'3"? Are these them? No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's get into this.
Best of both worlds, because they're not the same person. They are different.
Wait, where did it say he was from? South Africa? Pretoria. Okay. Kill the boar.
Best of both worlds, because they are not the same person. They are different. It's like sugar and salt.
They're different.
I wouldn't say
like shoes and socks.
No. I'm just saying they balance out each other in a way. Even your typical polygamy relationships don't contain sisters, but where it's actually sisters and it's identical twins, I knew there was going to be a lot.
So
of
they're
backlash.
grinding, they're
Some
grind
people
dancing
are
together.
actually offended. Even when maybe we post a simple pic of us on social media, the backlash, you'd hear people
Well, you got them
saying
dressed
all
alike.
kinds of things.
A lot of people are saying on social media they hate our relationship. They will be saying we just want money, we're just young to be in a relationship.
Like you got
with
your
a
hair done the
man
same.
That is old. They will say, how old are the kids and how old is the father?
These ones will kill each other. There's no such a thing.
This guy can obviously be in a relationship with twins. Obviously, he must be having some money. Obviously, maybe these twins.
Oh, did you see that? She was making out with him, and while the other one's just like, I think I'm gonna dance with the wall, dance with the wall. Oh, this is crazy.
Coming from a poor background.
Our man, he's busy
Look, they were even wearing the same necklace.
making dinner for us. It's our birthday celebration, birthday month celebration, yeah. So it is gonna actually make
Cookie. I couldn't imagine a chick that
said
tall.
it's gonna make something special, and we're going to wear his favorite outfit. Let's go.
Okay, now I'm confused. Okay, I'm sorry. I got to be a little bit of a perv here. I got to go back a second.
And we going.
Okay, I'm gonna pause right there. I'm a little confused because she's obviously wearing something underneath this. See this round ridge here? Can you see this? Yet there's like nip poking through here. What the hell? Like, are you wearing a bra or no?
See, wear his favorite outfit.
Are you wearing fake booby padding?
Let's go. Baby, we coming.
We love dressing the same. We gotta pick the outfit. I have the outfit.
They all got the same belly.
Oh, yeah, you would love these. It will look good on us.
My babies.
Do they wear the same panties?
We like dressing the same because it looks good on us, and it's like it makes us more and more and more identical.
People can tell that I'm with twins without even asking.
Okay.
Makes me feel like a king being kissed by two women in public.
You look stunning.
That does make you feel
you
like
look
a king.
amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. That does make
I've
you feel
never
like a king.
dated twins before in my life. It took some time to adjust to. The bed is not big enough for three people to start with.
We have dated the same man before. We
We've
tried
dated the
dating
same man
separately,
before.
but then it didn't work. But to that point, it didn't work out. As twins, we've been raised in a different way, eating in the same plate, doing everything together. We just started
Eating
liking
the same plate.
same
All right.
men. So that's how it started. To like, okay, the first she was dating the guy, but then she just dated the guy maybe for 2 days, and then I'm like, I really like this guy too. And she's like, really? Okay, maybe we like the same thing. So let's just go for it. And then that's how we started doing it. Every time we
Okay, they're taking the twinsies thing a little too seriously. But I wonder, I hope they ask him, like, have you ever tricked a guy? Like, have you ever been like, I just didn't feel like, you go out with him for a day? Like, I wonder if they've ever done that.
go outside, people stare at us.
Their first surprise, are those twins?
Does
they are twins. Are those twins?
Like, I wonder if, like, there's something where he can tell the difference between them.
It's actually dating the same guy. Oh, they just both kissed him. And you get to the store and you find people calling other people to come stare at us. Like they've seen an animal they've never seen before. Now you have to answer all these questions. Do you ever walk up to couples and say, why are you guys both together? Because they ask such questions. What happens in the bedroom? Do you give them money? I think it kind of becomes too much sometimes. We are people who are much into PDA.
Okay, you're not into PDA, but you just said, like, when you're getting kissed by two girls in public, you feel like a king. Like, there's some aspects of that. And if you're going to put that out there, you got to be prepared to answer the questions. Here's the thing. I've been open about my past relationship, pretty open. And I'm willing to talk to people and say, well, this is where this is where your mind went, and here's where it's correct and where it's incorrect. And this guy just seems like, I don't understand why people question my bedroom. Well, dude, you say you want to go to bed with both of these women who are sisters. People are going to be curious what that means and what that entails and how deep and disgusting it goes. And yeah, Cookie says just disgusting.
So we'll be kissing and hugging and all that. So some people they throw you out of their shops. You will literally thrown out of a shop.
Thrown out of a shop.
Even when we go to public areas like your public pools. This
In
one
the
time
public,
they actually even
public
came to
pool.
us, the manager of the establishment, and told us no, kids can't be looking at you hugging and kissing. And
We're like, what?
to tell the truth, I was never really worried about what people might think.
When we first saw Temba, it was actually love at first sight. We were on a vacation while he was just passing by with the bags. Like, ooh, look at that guy.
Somehow we exchanged numbers,
Such
and
a
from
pimp.
there we started talking. Yeah, I think a year down the line, that's when we went out on a date. After our first official date, it was clear. It was clear.
First official
this was
date.
it.
As opposed
I
to
think
unofficial
we were
date.
monogamous from then on. Sat down and discussed how could this work. Set down a few ground rules. Every day was just me waking up. Like when you bought a
few
new
ground
car,
rules.
is this really happening? It's like
Only a
I had
few.
stumbled upon a treasure.
So the rules, the compliments have to be there. Words of affirmation. You don't go to bed angry.
Daily
We fight, we
words of
fix, and we
affirmation.
continue. So that's the rule that kept us going.
Even if we don't want to talk, we have to talk.
Even when you don't want to talk, you have to talk.
It's like breaking the rules.
We always go on dates together. No one is left behind. He can't even go out with his friends like for a long time because he'll be like, I miss you, my babies.
We do give each other space when you feel
God.
like you need a
Oh my
space.
God.
You can go to another room, listen to your
Yeah,
music.
Cookie, I gotta agree with you there. These chicks are crazier than Karen Reed. Yeah, well, Karen Reed's not that crazy. I mean, she is, but anyway, she's your average East Coast BPD housewife type. Anyway, career woman. Anyway, but these two, like this, he can't even go out with his friends, and they won't let him go on single dates with each of them. Like, this is what I've found interesting about like the polygamy and polyamory, and as long as you do have sort of equal attention, like you don't need to be together all the fucking time. That's what's creeping me out about these three is like, no, we have to be together all the time. Like you don't, like we're a unit. We are a unit. Sounds pretty codependent to me. Like of each other, which I guess that's the point of being identical twins.
And all that.
If I feel like he has been giving my twin sister more attention than me, then I actually sit him down and then tell him that you've been giving my twin sister a lot of attention, so you need to give me attention also. Whatever he does on the left side, right hand side.
Sometimes I feel left out. I think sometimes they forget me. When they start gossiping and they have their side chats. Yeah, you're gossiping about me. I know.
We just talk.
I
We
know.
don't gossip. We just need our time.
So they're talking behind
Even
his back.
If everyone comes and goes, she's still here.
Talking
So I
shit
think
about him behind
that's
his
how
back.
important it is.
Dating two girls can be financially expensive, but I can handle it.
They can be expensive, but I can handle it. There you go.
White dress. So it's every boy's.
So of all the other things, like Cookie said about him being disgusting or this or that, that's the thing you need to know. Having two women is a very, very expensive prospect.
Little dream that if one day I can have twins. My dream has become the loves of my life. What's on the horizon for us? I just see a lot of kids. This is a legacy that
Oh,
we
look,
are
my camera
starting
stopped
out
working.
here. We came upon this and we are loving it every step of the way. We are not doing it to prove anything to anyone.
To the people who judge us, I would like to say, just focus on your life. Never focus on others. This is our life, and you have to actually mind your own business. This is love. This is real.
I'll have to reboot my Rumble Studio here. This video is almost over, and I'll reboot my Rumble Studio just real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, shout out. See, what was their names again?
We're twin sisters,
I'm going back
and
to the
this
beginning
is
here.
our man. We share a man.
Go back to the
I'm
beginning. I want
Petunia. I'm
Petunia,
Pedaya.
Pedaya,
This is Tim.
and Timba. Petunia, Pedaya, and Timba. Shout out to them. And I'll give a little rant here once I reboot Rumble Studio. So let me do that real quick. There we go. Is that working? Yeah, okay, that's working. Enable camera. What in the hell? Okay, my Rumble Studio just does not want to pick up my camera. Like, it won't allow me to select. And let me try this one more time. Okay, well, Rumble Studio does not want to see my camera, apparently. Let me try this. Okay, the sync is going to be off. But you can see me because I'm now going through RTMP. Oh shit. Is it? It's not, hopefully it's not doubling my audio. Okay, so Rusty says you don't need to hear me. You're right. You don't need to hear me, or you don't need to see me, rather. You don't need to see me. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and just finish the stream here exactly like we're doing behind the scenes here. Let me see if I can bring something on the screen here to give you guys something to look at other than the Rumble logo here. No, that ain't going to work. There we go. There you go. You can look at this picture of me here. So yeah, again, thank you folks for dropping by. This has been a great stream for how sort of just random it was, and pulled that basically stream out of my ass. These streams are actually, I'm having a lot more fun doing these kind of streams than I was, researching several topics, having a bunch of news articles on the ready, just having a couple of things that brought to my attention on my X bookmarks, and having a couple things to just aggroly rant about, and doing a love don't judge. I think that might be a better format for my program moving forward. And so yeah, we're going to be off the next entire week. So I will probably be back to you not this upcoming Saturday, but next Saturday. I'm not quite sure what time. Keep an eye out. I'm going to try to put a post up on X. I'm going to try to put a post out on YouTube sometime in the next week with the new schedule. It's probably going to be a little bit earlier than what it used to be, but it's probably going to go back to Wednesdays and Saturdays. Go back to my old sort of schedule. I'm not sure if it's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, but that might wind up being what it is. I'm going to try to see if I can get it going earlier just because it's summertime. I want to get out of the house. I want to do more stuff. I want to be able to, you know, I like I said, I live in the central time zone, so I'd like to go catch a 7:30 movie. And I can't do that if I'm streaming all the time, but I will definitely keep doing my gaming streams, and I'm going to keep doing my culture plate streams. Be right back to you folks here in just a little bit over a week. Until then, folks, wish me well, because yeah, I'm going to be driving all over the Midwest for 5 days straight and trying to avoid all of the protests that will be happening. So yeah, gonna go enjoy parts of Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana, and yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun. Everyone's telling me to have fun, have a great vacation. That is definitely the plan. Uh, so yeah, gonna be having a lot of fun. And so, but again, thank you all for stopping by. If you can, take a moment, click that big thumbs up button there. Feel free to share this off platform. Like I said, leave a comment. The comment section below the video over on Rumble. Wish Donald Trump a happy birthday. I have a loved one whose birthday it is this weekend, and they share a birthday with Donald Trump, and they really want people to wish Donald Trump a happy birthday because it's their birthday too, and they really love to enjoy the Donald Trump happy birthdays, and yeah, so happy birthday to the Army, happy birthday to Donald Trump, and happy birthday to my loved one out there. And yes, safe travels, safe, be fun, be safe. Yes, you all be safe as well, because who knows what's going to pop off with all of these protests across the country. Hopefully, everyone out there, take care of yourselves. And definitely, before I was going to use that as a springboard to finish the program, but I'm going to say social media down in the description, y'all. Follow me on all those links down there, because yeah, I'll try to get the new schedule up. I'll try to have a better plan going. But yeah, till next time, folks, take care of yourselves, take care of one another, outlast those haters. Oh, you know what? I didn't find anyone to raid. Let me find someone to raid real quick over on the Rumble. Let's see. Well, Salty Cracker's live. But no, I'm not going to raid Salty Cracker. Daramuth's doing one of his Dara chats. Andrew Bronca's live, but he doesn't pay attention to Rumble. He pays more attention to YouTube. Okay, let me go to the live section here. I try not to raid gaming streams when I'm on my politics stream. Yeah, Sanglan says Branca's live as well. Sanglan, have you noticed Branca paying attention to Rumble chat? I could be wrong about that. If Branca's paying attention to Rumble chat, I'll raid him in a heartbeat. Oh, he pays attention when he's paid. Yeah. Okay, let's go to page 4. I like to go to page 4 of the live tab. What's this grasshopper decode show? Okay, they're talking about Epstein and shit. So, yeah, sounds like someone that might be paying attention. And they have a Rumble chat on their screen. How many viewers they got? 82? Yeah, let's send them a few viewers. Yeah, this sounds like someone to raid. In fact, I'll go ahead and click that follow button, and I will raid the Grasshopper live show. I guess I got to go back to my own chat. I didn't have a pop-out chat window open like I usually do. I'm slipping, y'all. I'm slipping. All right, so let's raid the Grasshopper people. Okay, so folks, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Outlast those haters. Don't get any on you. And if you do, rub that shit in real good. I'll catch you next time on Miles Culture Plate, folks. Have a wonderful rest of your week and enjoy your hump day evening. Good night.